just to sort of give that little extra oomph. So I'll do that with the other one. Also, my lighting is really shitty, so I can't even tell if this is applying right. Obviously it is, because I have makeup on my brush, makeup not on my brush, so it's going on there. But like I said, I've got really shitty lighting right now. And I'll just, I oftentimes will just, once I actually apply it, my makeup in general, I will just sort of blend it out with my fingers. So after you have your palest shade that you're using applied on your eye, I will use my second darkest shade, or the shade that I'm going to be putting on my actual lid. And in this case, I think, I generally use this molasses chip, which is sort of like a nudie brown, has a little bit of shimmer to it. Oof. But it's so I use this shade for the base, and I'm going to be using this shade here for the lid. Like I said, using the neutrals, at least for me, still sort of gives you that, it gives you that natural eye makeup type of look rather than like a high class look. You're still wearing makeup, but it looks a little more like you're not wearing makeup at the same time, if that makes sense. You're wearing makeup to not wear makeup. So once that is on, I'll occasionally actually put this a little like right there, because I'm weird. Or not even that I'm weird, it's just I like the way it looks. So once that is on, I will take my darkest shade, which I'm using this dark truffle here in the corner here, and I'm going to put this at the corner of my eye and just sort of blend it into the crease. In like a V-type shape. And just sort of blend it into the eye. It makes you, generally, it's not going on very well today because my lighting is kind of shitty, but oh wow, my eyes, okay, so that's a lot more shimmery than I thought it was. Like, I have a lot more eyeshadow on than I thought I did. So some people will put that darker all over their crease. Generally, I see that more often with mono lids rather than like the double lids like I have. So if I have done what I did and had too much of the dark, what I'll end up doing is going back over with my medium shade again and just sort of try to blend that out a little more so that I don't have to actually take off all of my eye makeup and redo it. So I'll just go back over with the lighter colors. And just sort of blend it all out. So once you have your eyes the way you want it for like eyeshadows and such, like I said, I generally just do the 3 shade. It's always base from eyelid up a little bit underneath the eye, and then the dark on the actual eyelid, and then and bringing it out just a little bit, and then your accent at the corners of the eyes. It makes your eyes look a little brighter. It makes them a little bigger, and all that fun jazz. So after that, that's when you use your eyeliner, at least for me. So I'm just gonna go right in. Normally for males, I use eyeliner for both males and females. For males, I will generally just put it on the top. Character specific, like if I'm doing Link from Legend of Zelda, I'll bring it out more, make a larger wing, or attempt to, and then I'll actually do a little bit of my underline, but I'll only do like just at the corner, the outer corner, and I'll go in just a little bit to give it more of an open eye effect, and then right in the center, I'll do just a little bloop. For females, I'll do top. Sometimes I'll do it heavier. It all depends on what my mood is, how much eyeliner I actually want to wear, how my eyes are feeling. Your eyes will tell you when it doesn't want to wear makeup. So listen to your eyes. So I'll put more on the top, and I'll very lightly line the bottom. I generally don't do a lot with my bottom, mostly because the waterline makes it difficult sometimes to put eyeliner on there. I used to line the entire bottom, but I find that it looks better if I leave the bottom alone most of the time. So we're just gonna go right in and start lining the eyes. And I apologize if I just get really quiet, because eyes require more focus for me, because my eyes just don't like me getting anything near it. And some characters, when I'm doing the top, I will bring it all the way down to the corner of my eye. Depends on how cat-eyed I want to look. Like I do it for Link. Link actually probably has my most eyeliner on of any character. Just because he has very definitive eye shape, and I personally think it looks better on me with the way I do it for Link. I think today is like if I'm doing just a basic female costume, not like a super in-depth makeup, like if she's a natural type of girl, I will actually stop the eyeliner. Like I'll be heavier on the outside corners of the eye, and then as I'm going in, I'll lighten it like the pressure, just like having a lighter coverage as I go towards the inside of my eye. So eventually, it just sort of gets blended into my natural eye shape. And that's just personally what I like for my eyes. Try out what you like for your eyes. It could be different. You could like it all the way over. I just personally think it makes my eyes look. I don't have like super large eyes. I don't have small eyes, but I don't have large eyes. They're just sort of that weird in between, that if I don't put enough makeup on my eyes or put too much makeup on my eyes get lost. You lose my eyes. You don't really lose my eyes, but with everything else, sometimes my eyes are not a prominent part of my face. And with cosplay, with anime characters, eyes are a huge part of your face. So just do what you feel. Also, I have a tendency to use mascara. Less likely if I forego it for a male, it's not as big of an issue, but I almost always try to use it for a female costume, because it just makes your eyes look larger. It just gives more volume to your lashes. But if you're using mascara, it will darken your eyelashes. So if you're not as heavy on the eyeliner, it doesn't matter as much if you have the mascara. So I'm gonna just shut up into the other eye now. And I just went and screwed up some of, I made the wing too long over here, so I had to make it long over here, and so now it's more of a cat eye than I was originally going to plan. Generally I have a very minor, like sort of like triangulizing the eyes. I do a little bit, and then others I do more. Like Link has the biggest wings that I can manage. I don't have much practice with winging liner. So I'm not the greatest at it, so I'm always hesitant to do it because I'm like, is it gonna look weird? Also, I'm just smearing this. I need to stop talking. Okay, so that's a lot darker than I was originally planning. I also smeared it. I'm just going to try to even it up a bit. Maybe just sort of try to blend some of that out. Oh, got it on the corner of my eye. This makeup's a mess, so just generally if you do some minor errors, don't worry too much about it. Because you can do minor edits, minor patch-ups. Mind you, the smaller the errors, the easier it is to patch it, and the less product you waste, but really, don't worry too much about it. If it's a little messy, it's a little messy, and life happens. People aren't perfect. So, you know what, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get right now, because it just doesn't want to, it's like, it doesn't want to, so it's not going to. So, yeah. Basic eyes, like I said, normally, these aren't big wings, because a lot of people do, like, really big wings. I'm always hesitant to do it. They might not be perfectly even. They don't have to be. So at this point, I'm going to put my mascara on. I always put it on the top. Sometimes I'll put it on the bottom. It depends. I'm more likely to do that for a female character than a male character. Just because male characters don't generally have as emphasized on like eyelashes. It's generally their shape that's more emphasized. Sorry, I can't get a good angle right now. I'm going to do the same on the other eye, and then I'll decide whether or not I want to put it on the bottom. I think I will just, for the bottom, you want to be really careful because you can easily overdo your bottom, and it just makes it really weird. So lashes. If you're gonna be wearing false lashes, which you're more than welcome to do, like if you're doing a really feminine character, I will sometimes recommend doing lashes because it just makes their eyes that much bigger and that much more dolly-eyed. Gives you a very dolly-eyed look. Some people will put their lashes on before they put mascara on, and then they'll blend the lashes with the mascara. Some people will put mascara on first and then put the lashes on. Sometimes I'll do both. I think normally I put the lashes on first, and then I'll take the mascara and go through it. Like I said, it's a preference thing. I'm not great at putting lashes on, and also I'm doing a very understated anime look, a very it's like your typical student or sports girl, ones who you want to have makeup on because it looks better in pictures, but you're going for more of a natural unmakeup look. So that's what I'm aiming for today. A basic anime girl. So put your mascara on, you've got your eyeliner, you've got your eyeshadow. At this point, I will generally do my eyebrows. I picked a wig specifically that I would have to change my eyebrows, the color. So there's different methods to go about it. If it's a natural color, like if it's like a brown or a black, depending, or even a blonde. If it's blonde, I don't do anything with my eyebrows, because I have really light colored eyebrows naturally. Because they're thin, they're fine, they're not dark eyebrows. If it's a brown haired character, generally I will actually, even though my hair is naturally brown, see this? I will actually take like a brown eye pencil and go over my brows very lightly, not pressing into the skin necessarily, but just trying to coat the hair lightly, with a darker brown color, just to sort of make my brows match my hair color a little, the hair color of my wig a little better. For black haired characters, I will take a black pencil. Specifically, not a crayon, not a gel, specifically something like I used on my eyes today, an actual eye pencil, or a brow pencil. I have a black haired character today, so I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to go very lightly over my brows. Like I said, not trying to necessarily get it on my skin, because that it can create a very fake look. If you're gentle with it and sometimes go against the hair rather than with the hair, you'll color more of the hair rather than the skin. Just to sort of darken your brows. Now, some people will do very character specific eyebrows. I like the natural look. Like I said, I don't like the really, at least for my face, the really defined look. I like the softer natural look. I'll just follow my natural brow. And sometimes I'll just make it longer, or I'll make a higher like point, like a more angular. say you're doing Spock, or say you're doing Ukiora from Bleach. He has the very sad looking eyebrows. Like he looks very sad, just looking deadpan. So I'll like make them closer to the nose, or I'll make it a little thicker towards the inner part of the eye, and then thin them out. Like I said, other people will be really like hyper focused on their eyebrows. Some people will take glue sticks and mattify their eyebrows down, let it dry, do another layer, let it dry, and then actually draw on their eyebrows. Some people will shave their eyebrows off just because they do that naturally every day, or they want to shave their eyebrows off for cosplay. Good on them. I don't do that because I would look really funny without them afterwards. So, like I said, I just do a really natural. I follow my eyebrow. I know it looks good on my face because it's my eyebrows. It's my natural eyebrows. So it's what I'm used to looking at on my face. It gives a very natural look. So, anyways, I'm going to do this other eyebrow. Now, I do trim my eyebrows, but I don't do, I trim them a little and I do some plucking like in the center, but I don't really change the general shape of my eyebrows, just because that's just so much work. And like I have said before, I am lazy at heart. So, some things I'm more lazy with than others. So yeah, there's an eyebrow. Those are eyebrows. So if you're doing, say, a different character, well, let me finish. Let me just, I'll hold that thought. I'm gonna finish this look. So there's two different ways. I always set my eyebrows because it's a pencil. It will smear. I always set it with a powder, which you can do with a natural color. If you're doing like a brown or a black or anything like that, you can either take your powder foundation and just go over it, or sometimes if I want, I will go with the color of my eyebrow, and I will take my lovely, this is one of the perks of having one of these eyeshadow palettes. I will take the black and go over my eyebrows where I put the pencil in an eyeshadow of the same color. This will mattify your eyeliner that you used, your pencil. It will also reduce the tackiness that is left behind from that pencil. It will cause your eyebrows less likely to smear if you rub up against it. And it's just overall, I think, creates nicer effect if you put a powder over top. Thought that I was going to have that I held off on. If you have a character that has a really unnatural shade of hair, say you have a character that has green hair like Deku from My Hero Academia, or you have a character that has blue hair like Mukuro from Reborn, what you can do for those really weird shades of hair is, what I do is I take a white pencil. You can use crayon, you can use an actual pencil. I guess you can use crayon for your eyebrows, but I prefer using an actual natural pencil. For the really obscure color, the crayon seems to work alright. You put this on instead of your brown or your black. So if I had like green hair, I would, instead of using the black, I would put this white on. I now have white eyebrows. That's not the character. However, if you say you have a white-haired character, you can go over with, I generally mix like a white and a gray of some sort to create like a natural. Well, it also depends on the shade of white. Like if it's a silvery white, I'll mix the white and the gray. If it's a white, oftentimes I just will use just plain old white eyeshadow and go over that white, mattifying it. So I now have white eyebrows. However, if you have like a green haired character, you put your white on, it's still tacky. You can take your green eyeshadow, and put it over top of that white. You now have green eyebrows. You have green eyebrows. I've had people that say this doesn't work very well for them, or they just think it looks really weird on them. That's perfectly fine. If you don't want to do this step, you don't have to do this step. Rule of thumb, it always looks a little bit more natural if you have a slightly darker eyebrow than your hair. So say you have a really dark green haired character, you could get away with like a black. Or if you just really don't want to do anything with your eyebrows, you don't have to do anything with your eyebrows. I do. So I will take green and I will mix different shades of green to create a green haired character. Like I cosplay Deku from My Hero Academia, and I use like, I think 3 different shades of color. I use this weird like blue green, this lighter emeraldy green, and then I use like a hint of black because he has that really weird shade of hair. So you can mix colors to make the right eyeshadow and just like put different layers or mix it on like your hand or your arm, to get the right color, and then take it off your arm and put it on your eyebrows. So that's a trick that I found, to get a fun colored eyebrows for your character. So if you don't have natural color eyes. So you've got your face, you've got your eyebrows, you've got your eyes, you have all this stuff. One last step you can do this, you could have done it earlier before you did your eyes. I have a tendency, I prefer to actually do it last. I'm weird. I like to do my blush last. For basic costumes, sometimes I don't put any blush at all on. For the really feminine characters, I will generally put blush on. For fae characters, I'll put blush on. I'll put lots of blush on. I'll put blush right here, and then I'll also put it on the tip of my nose, because it gives you a really rosy effect, and it sort of like makes a little fae effect. So I'm actually going to put just a little bit of a blush on. For my really fae characters, or my really ritzy glam characters, I'll use this darker pink, but I'm actually going to use this lighter pink. Like I said, it's an eyeshadow, it's not an actual blush. I don't even know I have one blush, and I don't like the shade of it, so I don't actually use it. So eyeshadow works just well enough. So I just sort of put it on just at the apples of the cheeks, sort of where you put your highlight or one earlier, but not all the way back, just sort of right there. Do the same for this side. It just gives a rosier complexion. It makes you look a little more feminine, a little more youthful. And like I said, I'll just do it just to show you. You can put it right on the tip of your nose. More will give more of an effect. Less if you want less. Normally I don't do it for your like boring, like I'm not boring. They're not boring. Your less makeup intense characters. So this is a face. This is my general face for basic female cosplays, because if I'm doing a female costume, normally it's not glitz glam. The most makeup intensive female faces I've done in the past have been Clover from the game series 999, and characters that might have extra markings, like I've done San from Princess Mononoke, aka Princess Mononoke. She has the large triangles on her face, her war paint essentially, but the base makeup is the same. It's just the addition of the triangles. For Clover, she's more of a glam girl. She has the I use pink eyeshadows for her. I use pink lipsticks. I will say let me go find it. Look, there's my mat. So I found my matte wear versus luminous wear for things. So for Clover, I'll wear this brighter pink lipstick. For my neutral characters, this is technically what I wear last. It's this is Bear It All, in the brand, I think it's NYC maybe? It's one of the cheaper brands. But it's Wet and Wild. It's Wet and Wild. It's on the cap. So if I don't wear a lipstick especially for my female costumes, my lips sort of blend in with the rest of my face, which is fine for masculine characters, but for a feminine character, even if I'm going for a neutral face, I will use a neutral lipstick just so that my lips don't disappear. Like, as you can see, before it was a little blending in with the rest of my skin, and now it just gives it a little bit of oomph. They're more present. They're there, but like I said, it's just a nude. It's Bear It All by Wet and Wild. Use what works for you, what you like the look of. But I will do that if I can actually find my lipstick. Sometimes I can't find it because I'll lose a product and then I'm like, oh, I don't know where it is, and then I won't have it for one thing, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll buy some more then because I lose it. I buy more and then I find it my original stuff. I'm like, yay! So yeah, but yeah. So now my face is complete, and I'm gonna put my wig on. This is kind of shiny looking right now. A way to make your wigs less shiny is to actually use like a baby powder or a dry shampoo. I swear by the dry shampoo. Just spray it on your wig and then sort of brush it through your wig, and it makes this shine a little less shiny. So yeah, so look, now I'm a girl. Yay! Haha. But putting a wig on just brings your whole look together. Some people put their outfit on before, and some people put it on after, depending on the bits and pieces. I will put my outfit on before. Also, I find one of the most important steps, very last step, before you put your wig on like I did, is you want to use a setting spray. Especially if you're going to be on the convention floor, or outside where it's really hot, or you're going to be, say, you want to go swimming in your costume. If you use a setting spray, I have Ben Nye Final Seal, which is absolutely amazing. It works great. And it smells like mint. So if you don't like mint, maybe this isn't for you. But what this does, you spray it on your face after you have your makeup all set. You're done with adding any details. You're good. Spray this on your face. and you'll give it a few seconds, it'll dry. It will keep your makeup in place for longer. It will cause your face less likely to smear or smudge onto other things. Say you go in to give somebody a hug, your makeup is less likely to rub off onto their clothes or onto them. It's less likely to disappear if you're sweating, or if it's raining, or if you get it wet, it's less likely to go anywhere. So I highly recommend getting a good sealing spray. Like I said, I have Ben Nye, but you can get anything that you want in any sort of drugstore or Walmart, Target, whatever sort of store you have available to you. You can generally find a sealing spray. Use whatever brand you want. Like I said, I have Ben Nye, but whatever you can get your hands on. I have my little bottle, and then I've got a really big refill bottle that I just fill up when I use it all up. So yeah, that was my basic makeup tutorial. If you have specific questions about, say, oh hey April, I want to know how to put on false eyelashes. How do I do that? What kind of glue should I use? Should I use the magnetic eyelashes? Sure, you mentioned having a magnetic eyeliner. How does that work? Let me know. If you want to do like a character specific thing, or you want to do more in depth of certain things, and you have questions about something, let me know. If you are putting prosthetics on for a more in-depth character, like say you want to put ears on, where do I find ears? How do I put them on? What kind of glue do you use? Do you use glue? What do you do? Or, hey, I really liked how you did your bruises in that one picture. Like I had a really beat up Sebastian Castellanos from Evil Within once, and that was a lot of fun to do with makeup. He also has really in-depth makeup because he's got his scruff, and he's got his bruises, and he's got his scars. How do I go about doing that? I can let you know about that some other time, but here's a basic female.